Welcome students. In this video, we'll discuss the topic redemption of preference shares. Before starting what is redemption of preference shares, we'll discuss some few basic things relating to the company. So first, let's see what is a company. A company is an organization which undertakes some business. Simply, we may say that a company is a form of business organization. And next, as a company is doing some business, it may need some money at any stage. So whenever a company is in need of money, it has to raise money. How it may raise money? So a company, it may raise money by issuing shares or issuing debentures or issuing bonds, or it may borrow loan from the bank. So here you people, you should understand that a company, it may issue shares, debentures or bonds to the general public in order to raise money. So shares, debentures, bonds are nothing else, just certificates or documents or financial instruments that are issued by the company to raise money from the public. So here shares can be described as the financial instrument issued by the company to raise funds from the general public. So shares are just the financial instrument issued by the company to raise funds. There are two types of shares. One is equity shares, the other one it is preference shares. First we'll discuss equity shares. Equity shares are also called ordinary shares. And equity shares are those shares which gives no special right to the equity shareholder while receiving dividend or while receiving the share capital amount at the time of liquidation. So equity shareholder, they can receive dividend only after making payment of dividend to the preference shareholder. Similarly, at the time of liquidation, share capital amount, it will be repaid to the preference shareholder first, and then only share capital, it will be repaid to the equity shareholders. So here you can understand that the equity shares gives no special rights to the equity shareholders. And then the next one, preference shares. Preference shares are those shares which gives some preferential rights to the preference shareholder. So again the same thing, preference shareholders, they can receive the dividend amount before dividend is paid to the equity shareholder. Similarly, at the time of liquidation, preference shareholder, they can receive the share capital amount before the share capital amount is paid to the equity shareholder. There are different types of preference shares. We'll discuss one by one. The first one is cumulative preference shares. Cumulative preference shares are those shares which gives right to the preference shareholder to receive arrears of dividend. And then the next one, non-cumulative preference shares. Non-cumulative preference shares, those shares which does not give any right to the shareholder to receive arrears of dividend. And then participating preference shares. Participating preference shares are those shares which gives right to the shareholder to participate in the remaining profit. The term remaining profit here means the profit which is available after paying dividend to the equity shareholder. If any profit is remaining after making payment to equity shareholder, then that is remaining profit. The next one, non-participating preference shares. Non-participating preference shares does not give any right to the shareholder to participate in the remaining profit. And then the next one, convertible preference shares. Convertible preference shares are those shares which can be converted into equity shares after a particular period. And then non-convertible preference shares are those shares which cannot be converted into equity shares after a certain period. And then redeemable preference shares. Redeemable preference shares are those shares which will be repaid after a particular period. And then irredeemable preference shares are those shares which will be repaid only at the time of liquidation or winding up of the company. So here we are starting our topic, redemption of preference shares. So here, just by seeing this diagram itself, you will be able to understand the entire concept. That is nothing else. The company, it has to repay the share capital amount to the preference shareholder. So sometimes along with share capital amount, some premium, even it may be paid to the preference shareholder. So when a company has to repay share capital along with premium, it has to make arrangement for repaying the share capital amount, as well as it has to arrange some money for paying the premium amount to the preference shareholder. So the concept here is the company, it has to make some arrangement for repaying the share capital, as well as it has to make some arrangement for paying the premium amount, and finally the preference shareholder, they'll be receiving their share capital amount along with this premium amount. So this is the overall concept. So here again, the meaning of redemption of preference shares. So redemption of preference share means returning the preference share capital to the preference shareholder either at a fixed rate or after a certain period of time during the lifetime of the company, provided the company must compile certain condition. The next one, this chart, it will again make you to understand the concept. So here you can see that the company, it may make use of what all resources for repaying share capital, and again you can see for paying premium what all sources the company it may use. So just let's see for repaying the share capital what all sources it may be used by the company. So the first thing, for repaying the share capital, the company it may make a fresh issue. So it may issue shares and out of the proceeds it may repay the share capital, and then it may make use of general reserves, or even it may make use of the balance that is available in the profit and loss account. So for repaying share capital, a company it may make use of general reserve, profit and loss account, as well as even it may go for a fresh issue of shares. And then the next one, for paying premium on redemption, a company it may make use of a security premium account, or even it may make use of a premium on new issue, or even it may make use of revenue reserves like a profit and loss account. Next, this table it shows revenue profit items as well as capital profit items. So let's start with revenue profit. So revenue profits are profits which are recurring in nature, and these profits are available for dividend distribution, and these profits can be transferred to capital redemption reserve account. We'll discuss what is capital redemption reserve later. So just understand that revenue profits are available for dividend distribution, and at the same time it can be transferred to capital redemption reserve account. And revenue profit, it includes the following items like general reserve, reserve fund, profit and loss account, profit on sale of investment and fixed asset, workman's compensation fund, workman's accident fund, insurance fund, debenture redemption fund, debenture redemption account, dividend equalization reserve, and then capital profits. And capital profits are profits that are non-recurring in nature, and at the same time these profits are not available for dividend distribution. Again, these profits cannot be transferred to capital redemption reserve account. And capital profit includes the following items like security premium account, capital redemption reserve, capital reserve, depreciation reserve, forfeited shares account, profit prior to incorporation, profit on sale of fixed asset, development rebate reserve. And then some few important points relating to the topic. So we'll discuss one by one. So these points, it will be helpful for solving the problems. When we'll be solving problems, these points, it will be helpful for you to understanding and doing the problem. So let's discuss one by one. The first point, only fully paid up preference shares can be redeemed. So if in your problem fully paid up preference shares is there, it can be redeemed. And if suppose partly paid up preference shares is given, it cannot be redeemed. If we are asked to redeem such class of preference shares, then we have to convert partly paid up preference shares into fully paid up preference shares, and then later on we may redeem such shares also. So for converting partly paid up preference shares into fully paid up preference shares, we have to collect the final call money. So just understand that only fully paid up preference shares can be redeemed and partly paid up preference shares cannot be redeemed. If such shares has to be redeemed, it has to be converted into fully paid up shares by collecting the final call money. And then the second point, if the company is not having sufficient cash balance, then the company, it may sell its investment or any other asset, or even it may make a overdraft arrangement in order to do this redemption event. And then the next point, preference shares can be redeemed out of revenue reserves or out of the proceeds of a fresh issue of shares, or a combination of both. So here it means that we may make use of general reserve or profit and loss account balance, or even we may make use of this proceeds from fresh issue in order to repay the share capital amount. And then the next point, revenue reserves used for redemption must be transferred to capital redemption reserve account. Here I already told that we'll discuss this capital redemption reserve later. So whenever we are using revenue reserve like general reserve and profit and loss account for redemption purpose, an equal amount it has to be transferred to capital redemption reserve account. And then the next point, if any premium is payable on redemption of preference shares, it should be provided out of appropriate source. So what all sources we may use for repaying the premium, we have already discussed, as security premium account, premium on new issue of shares or debentures, revenue reserve. And then the next point, whatever amount is due to the preference shareholder, it should be transferred to their account. So you already know that share capital amount and the premium amount, it may be due to the shareholder, and it should be transferred to their account. And finally, the last thing, whatever amount it is due to the shareholder, it has to be finally paid. Thank you.